comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to What's Shakin' Titans, a part of the Twin Titans Sport Network. Joining me right over here, we got none other than the one, the only, Massey 2 Savage. And then right next to him, we got the one, the only, Lee Hillis. Guys, welcome into What's Shakin' Titans. We got an awesome jam-packed pre-draft show for y'all today. So with no further ado, Massey, how's it going, brother?
No, I'm never turning back. I won't stop. I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so
How about you, Lee? How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Took some time away. Of course, I've been busy the last month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, well, I'm definitely ready to get to talking some NFL draft and a whole bunch of what ifs and what could be's, man. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, man, it's really awesome, guys. So with that being said, we got a couple big announcements. We're going to get it out of the way right off the rip here. So, guys, if you want to check out the new top-of-the-line sport network, go on over to YouTube, check out the Twin Titans Sport Network. It is officially launched. It will have shows featuring Sport Nation Nashville, the 615 podcast, What's Still Shakin' Ladies, the Bryson Haley Show, and none other than What's Shakin' Titans. Guys, so definitely go check that out. That's on YouTube. All you got to do is search Twin Titans Sport Network, and it will pop right up for you. And then with that being said, What's Shakin' Titans and Twin Titans Sport Network has a new affiliate sponsor we want to announce, and that's Las Fajitas and Dixon, Tennessee. Guys, do be expecting us to have live shows there. Definitely come out, have some drinks with us. We'll have an awesome time. We'll let you know when we schedule a live show with all of us in person. So definitely keep tuned to What's Shakin' Titans and the Twin Titans Sport Network. With that being said, let's get into the draft, man. Massey Titans picking 7th overall in the first round. Man, how are you feeling about this? You think you think it's a good spot for them to be picking right now, especially with all the new additions?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they can really take advantage with having the 7th pick in the draft. They don't. There, in my opinion, there's no need to like worry about having to trade up or anything like that. You can just go get a player. You can focus on developing that player and then running with it. So it's going to be obviously it's going to be a really big decision. It's our first pick in the draft. Um, so it'll really give us a good idea of how maybe how the rest of the draft will go too after round one. See what direction the Titans do decide to go in, and then maybe we can all be like, all right, well they went with whatever in the first round, and second round they'll probably go with this because this will be like a next missing piece that we could add to the team that we need. So it'll be really interesting, and I think number 7 is a really good pick for us. Lee, how you feel about it, man?
Pretty good. Just had an episode drop probably 20, 30 minutes ago that was recorded this morning with Mike Herndon. It's the final mock draft. And of course, if you know who Mike Herndon is, you know that he works with probably one of the most disliked guys in Nashville, and Paul Kaharski. So we did our final mock draft, and Gary, maybe we can get into that mock draft a little later on.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I would love to actually get into that. I know Maddox, another fellow co-host of What Shakin' Titans, also host of Sport Nation Nashville, another show on the Twin Titans Sport Network. He sent me his draft picks, so we'll also go over those as well. But yeah, the one thing, kind of going back to what you were saying, Lee, about Paul Kaharski, whatever his name is,
PK.
PK. The one thing I'm gonna miss the most about Mike Vrabel is that back and forth between him and PK.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss that. If there's anything, Brian Callahan, Brian, if you're listening to the mic, turn it up, brother, because I'm going to need you to give this man a hard time, just like Vrabel did. Because that was some of the best comedy we got throughout the week, man. It was so funny just to hear Vrabel tear into this dude. But yeah, man. So let's get started on this, man. With the first overall draft pick, where do you think? Who do you think's going number one overall?
I'm gonna go. I'm
Well,
gonna let Massey take this one.
I think I don't think we're gonna go receiver. I'll put it this way: if we get a receiver with our first pick, I'll kind of be shocked, in my opinion. I'll let y'all can elaborate on how y'all feel about that as well. I don't think we go wide receiver first. I don't know. Do we go with the offensive tackle? We obviously know we need that, but now we also know we need somebody on the defensive side with Jeffrey Simmons and Joseph Day as well. So, that's tough for me. I'll put it like as if I'm the one making the decision. I would probably get J.C. Latham from Alabama off the board if he's still available because he is a top 10 prospect in the whole draft. So, um, I'd say you go offensive tackle, guys. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, man. I agree. I think I I would be shocked if we went wide receiver. I think if the Titans go wide receiver number one overall, it's because they're planning on making a splash in a trade. Maybe trading away some assets that we have to acquire a veteran O lineman. Um, Outside of that being said, I think we go offensive tackle. I'm going Joe Alt for my
Okay.
number one pick. Lee, how about you?
Nice. You
So
stole his
as I
pick.
was
I
no,
sure did.
no, no, we went. So Mike Herndon and I, it was a collaborative effort, sort of how the actual draft is going to be with Rand Carthon, Brian Callahan. We went Malik Neighbors at 7,
So y'all actually went wide receiver.
and here's why. So we traded back in the second, and also picked up a third.
Okay.
I mean, I
Malik
like that.
Neighbors was the best player left on the board. Joe Alt was the 8th player ranked overall on the board. Malik Neighbors was 5th.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's the 5th best overall player, and this is based on NFL mock draft database.
Gotcha.
Malik Neighbors was the 5th best player on the board. Joe Alt was 8th.
Malik, he's like one of the top, other than Marvin Harrison Jr. He's one of the top wide receiver prospects as
He's
well,
the
right?
second best receiver in this draft class.
Okay, so with that being said, I like it. I think it would be all right, and like Gary said, it would probably mean there's some type of trading or something like that coming in down the road. But with the Bears in need of a lot of positions, wide receiver being one, they're I know they switched to the ninth pick and they traded with Carolina. Carolina's another team that could use some receivers. Washington's number 2.
So
They definitely need receivers. You got the Patriots, Cardinals, and Chargers
so
3, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? So it would be
can
crazy, but I wouldn't
can I
I
give
wouldn't
y'all
be
a
mad at it.
rundown of what the top 10 was?
Then
Yeah,
go
go
for
for
it,
it.
man.
Caleb Williams went number 1, of course. Joe Alt went to, or Drake May went to. JJ McCarthy goes number 3. to New England. Roma Dunze goes 4. Wide receiver out of Washington goes 4 to Arizona. Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to 5 to LA. Jaden Daniels goes 6 to Giants. Malik Neighbors to Tennessee at 7. Laiatu Latu, the edge rusher out of UCLA, goes to Atlanta at 8. Jared Verse, edge rusher out of Florida State, goes to Chicago at 9. And Olu Fashanu goes to the Jets at 10. That's the top 10.
Who is our edge rusher?
Right now, Joseph Day, ain't it?
No, he's right there with Jeff. It's Arden Key and Harold Landry are 1 and 2.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I forgot all about Harold Landry. I'm sorry, bro. My bad.
I just
But
yeah, me too, for real.
the second round pick, as I said, in the second round, we traded back with Cincinnati. We gave up pick 38.
I would just be shocked if we took a wide receiver, honestly, especially because we just got Ridley. We know we have D Hop for this next season. Maybe if they get a receiver, maybe it's a security blanket just in case something happens with one of them too. You know what I'm saying?
Or
But
Burks.
I feel like I would be shocked.
Or Burks.
I mentioned this in the last our premiere episode when it was me, you, and Maddox. I don't see us going wide receiver first overall. Like I said, it would shock me if we go an offensive player outside of an offensive line. I think we address the tight end position, and that's just because
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't got a lot from Chig, and then Wiley, he's still up in the air. I mean, of course, last year was Chig's sophomore slump, so I mean,
Yeah.
they both can turn it around. But I'm kind of going out on a limb and predicting that it's going to be a setback year for Wiley, and I don't think we're going to get much production from Chig either. And
I think we
not
will.
a good tight end season for the Titans, probably, unless something
I'm gonna say this.
miraculously happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this.
It's just that's what it looks like. I mean, that's definitely what it seems like. Given the last 2 years, like you just said, Wiley did not have much of an impact his rookie season. Even being his rookie season. So, yeah, I agree. Obviously, I hope it's the opposite of that. And maybe Chig does have like a third season where he's just like, "What's up? I'm back." Like I never left.
Right.
But yeah.
Can I give you a little insight to this the first round?
No, you may not. Yes, go ahead.
No. Time out.
So in this mock draft, I'm just gonna say this: Brock Bowers drops out the top 15.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers
Bro.
fell to Pittsburgh at 20. Joe Alt
What'd you do that for,
fell.
Brock?
Joe Alt fell to 15 to Indianapolis.
So these are all what's that? These are all just mock drafts that you've seen?
No, this is from today.
Yeah, like a mock draft, or is that? Or
Yeah,
is this your opinion?
No, this is what's happened today.
I got you.
In the mock draft that I did today with.
Okay.
So
J.C. Latham fell to 30. The final 3 picks in the first round were all offensive tackle. J.C. Latham went to Baltimore at 30. The tackle from Washington went to San Francisco at 31. And Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma went to KC at 32.
I'm going to propose something here because I think the tight end position is definitely a need for the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't trust Wiley enough to sit there and say he's going to have a breakout year. It's his second year, and most your wide receiver tight ends, unless they are a game changer, have sophomore slumps where they perform a lot worse than they did their first year. So here's what I'm going to go out on a limb and say: what if the Titans stay and pick at 7th, whether they go tight end or offensive tackle, but then trade a second round pick and a future 2025 pick to trade back up into the first round to protect, to pick whatever opposite that they went. So if they go offensive tackle at 7, then they trade back up into the first round to try and get the tight end they want, or vice versa.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, no tight end,
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
think I
I would
would,
say
if I
tight
go
end.
wide receiver, I'm going wide receiver, later on in the draft, because there's other big spots that we need. And if you trade away a
Well,
future like second, like a 2025 second round pick, then maybe you can include, you're trading up into the first round, so you're trading away your second pick, but maybe you can pick up a third round pick as well.
Now,
well,
I like that, but what well, it just made me think about it. It would be, I know there's two different positions. It's not like drafting a quarterback for the third draft in a row. So, but it would be drafting a tight end for the Titans for the third draft in a row, right? Because Chig,
exactly.
Yeah.
then we got Wiley, and then it would be another tight end. So that
Chig's in year 3. Wiley is going into year 2.
right.
So, yeah.
So then this would be, yeah.
Well,
So if they did that, like you're just saying, Gary, I feel like that would be like a sign. Like I like it. I like your idea for sure. I feel like that would be a sign to Chig and Wiley. Like, look, we just drafted a
hey,
tight
your
end,
days
guys.
are
Like we
numbered.
traded up.
Yep.
Yeah, we traded up to get a tight end. Y'all might want to try and have like one of the like a breakout tight end season, improve every step of the way that you can. If not, this rookie, he's going to do it. He just got drafted into the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a
So,
really good what if right there. I like
Yeah.
that.
so what about second round?
Ooh. Second round, I think we have to go safety.
Yeah, something
So,
defense. I was going to say the same thing.
Unless we like I said, unless there's some wild card where the Titans trade back into the first round to have 2 first round
like they
picks.
wanted to do last year and
Yeah.
get
And
Will
then not
Levis.
and then they wouldn't have a second round. They would just go to the third, I believe, probably.
Yeah, because what you would
So,
do is you would trade your second round pick and then a future second round, and then you would acquire a first round and a third round.
so let me just give you a glimpse into my top 4 picks. I went offense, defense, offense, defense. So, as I was saying earlier, we trade our second round pick 38 to Cincy to get pick 49 and pick 97, which is Cincy's third round. And with that 49th pick, we went Darius Robinson out of Missouri, who has been compared to a former Titan who's no longer here, into Nico Autry.
Nico, come back.
Baby, come back.
Nico, I need you. That one hurt.
And of
Can we
course,
talk about
Darius
that one for a second? I know it's a little off
Darius
topic, but
Robinson.
You brought it up. Can we talk about how bad it hurts for Danico to be gone?
It absolutely sucks. If there was one player I was pulling for to stay outside of
It was
Derrick
Danico.
Henry, it was the Nico.
Danico, for
You
sure,
know,
bro.
because
Same here. It's just like I hope you got a plan.
that
But
that
Brian,
combo. I mean, what happened when Jeffrey Simmons went down? The Nico stepped in,
yes,
and
yes.
he carried the defense. And then when you have them both healthy on the field at the same time, I mean, it's lights out. I mean, lights out. So
Yes.
it hurts that we weren't able to get a deal done with the Nico. But I definitely wish him, just like I do Derrick Henry, the absolute best moving forward for sure.
I don't.
Just
I don't.
not
He's a
against the
Texan.
Titans.
I don't. He
But
went to the Texans.
Speaking of the Texans, have y'all seen their new uniforms?
they're awful.
No, I haven't.
Except for
I
the
will
battle
say, though,
except for the
Danico's
battle
playing
Red
for
Ones.
3 AFC South teams. He might as well retire a Jaguar.
Yeah,
and just
dude,
and just complete it.
Yeah,
So-
I just thought about that.
one of the Texans' new uniforms actually has the powder blue from the Oilers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I seen some
The
blackout.
black one?
I seen
Yeah.
I seen if all the NFL teams were blackout jerseys, those look freaking awesome.
So they actually have a black jersey.
I like the
Their
battle
numbers
red.
are red, and then the outline
The
is
light blue.
Oilers. Yeah, Oilers blue, and then they have a H on the side of their helmet that is also light blue, and then they're wearing the gloves blue as well.
And they're
So
gonna premiere those this season.
yeah,
Yeah.
While we're on this
I
topic,
like-
what did y'all think about the Colts uniforms that they premiered this last season? Those were pretty cool looking.
yeah,
The black
Like
ones.
they were like no, they were like all blue with like black stripes down the side, I think. And their helmets were dark. Their helmets were black with the blue logo.
yeah. I like that, man. It was
No,
Yeah, they
let's
look
talk
cool as
about
hell.
let's talk about Denver. Let's talk about Denver bringing back the throwbacks with the light blue.
Are they? Nice. See, I like that. I like
Yeah.
changing stuff.
The
up
old, like,
that, you know what I mean?
Elway,
Keeping it
The
interesting.
old like '90s.
Yeah. Even like it gives people, even if they're not like big into sports, they can be like, oh, those
They're like,
outfits look
ooh,
cool, you know,
shiny
those jerseys.
toy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and while we're
Yeah,
on
it's
the jersey topic, you know the Titans actually did away with their light blue uniform and replaced them officially with the Oilers throwback.
Oh wow. So
So
they can just wear them whenever the hell they want.
yeah. Now the one thing, the
Let's
one
go.
uniform I hope they bring back is
Is the white one?
is the white one, is our Oilers uniform. You know that way.
And wear them in Houston.
Yeah,
And wear 'em in
that
Houston.
way we can have a throwback, you know, at home against Houston, and then when we go to Houston, we can just rub it in their face a little more, you know, just here's some salt in the
Yeah,
wound.
because you know
So-
Houston fans love that we do that.
Right? Especially JJ Watt.
Yeah, we're his favorite.
So the reason we went Robinson, of course, one, he's been in Tennessee already to visit. He was one of the top 30 visits to Tennessee. If you go look at his tape, he is solid as can be. And he's been most, as I said, he's been most compared to Danico. And if you're in a 3-4, he can play your edge. If you're in a 4-3, he can play your defensive end. Or he can play your defensive end in a 4-3. And he can play your edge rusher in a 3-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Guys,
go ahead, Massey.
ahead. I was just gonna say, while we have a second, make sure you guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
Shakin Titans. We are also on Facebook, guys. Hit that reaction button on Facebook. Throw us a follow, guys. Just show us some love over here. Share the lives out. Share the videos out. It's just a big old vibe over here, guys. We're having a great time. Just brothers conversating about, you know, sports and jerseys and all that stuff. So we appreciate
Brothers
all
from
you
another
guys.
mother.
I just wanted to throw that out there while we had a quick second.
Yeah, most definitely. And then, guys, also remember to go and subscribe to the new and one and only Twin Titans Sport Network. Guys, it's the top of the line sport network featuring multiple podcasts covering the Titans. We'll also have podcasts that covers, you know, NBA, WWE, you name it. As we continue to grow the network, it will get bigger. So definitely go over to the Twin Titans Sport Network, give them a subscribe. With that being said, let's go into our sponsors real quick. So today's episode of What Shakin' Titans is powered by none other than Bailey's Barbecue, Smoking Good Barbecue. You can find them on Facebook at Bailey's Barbecue. Then, guys, if you're a Temu user and you want a little extra off, you can use code TAN83620 and you'll get 30% off site-wide. And then if you're new to Temu, you don't have an account, you never done anything with them, go in the description below. You'll see the link pulled up on the screen right now. That link is in the description. Click that link and you'll receive a $100 coupon bundle. And then, guys, if you're hungry, definitely go and you're in the local area of Dixon, Tennessee. Go to one of the top-rated burger joints in all of Tennessee, Luke's Breakfast and Burgers, located at 255 Dixon Plaza Drive. Guys, it's awesome food, great service. You won't be disappointed. They're open Monday through Saturday. Times are on the screen. Definitely go check them out. And then also want to give a huge shout out. I don't have a graphic for it just yet, But want to give a huge shout out to Los Fajitas in Dixon, Tennessee, as well. Our new affiliate sponsor we have with them. Guys, definitely, if you're in the mood for some Mexican, definitely go by there, check them out. Let them know that what Shakin' Titans sent you, that Gary sent you. The owner there, she's very awesome, very nice. Uh, Fast service, great food, good drinks. You'll enjoy it for sure. But with that being said, let's go ahead and bring our co-host back into the show real quick. I
Yo, yo.
wanna go into Blueface's draft picks real quick. So going number 7 overall, he went offensive tackle out of Notre Dame, Joe Alt. So he agrees with me on that one. But with pick 38, he goes Xavier Leggetti, if I'm saying that right.
Xavier Legette.
Xavier Legette, wide receiver out of South Carolina. So Massey, what's your thoughts on that move?
I like it. It's feel like it's very similar to what we've all been kind of saying. Especially with Lee saying we will take a wide receiver in the first round. So yeah, it's definitely in the same direction. I feel like I think the only difference, in my opinion, is maybe go defense for the second round pick. But I like it either way. It's kind of like what you were saying earlier, Gary. With if we do get a receiver or even a tight end, it needs to be like an eye opener for the players that are already on the team. Like, hey, look, we need to step up, or this guy's going to step up. So I definitely like Blues picks. Lee, what do you think about it, man?
In my mind, first round could go either way because both those, in my mind, are positions of need. Because, like what we did is we went Malik Neighbors. In my mind, that is putting a target on Traylon Burks' back, saying if you don't perform, this guy could take your job next year. And of course, same thing with what Blue did there in the second with Xavier Legette from South Carolina. Both of those guys could go either first or second. And Joe Alt there in the first. I like the move. You could go one of two ways in that first round. You could go offensive tackle like what Blue did, or like what the three of y'all did, or you could go wide receiver at 7. So I like the first 2 picks.
Well, I'll say this: Massey actually went, I think, defense with his first pick. So it was me and Maddox who went offensive tackle. Now,
I thought Massey went
I
offensive
said
tackle.
I said offensive tackle first,
oh,
and then
did you?
probably defense on 2.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, my bad, my bad.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
You know I must set it straight.
Set it straight, big feller.
Straight.
Old red over there, guys. Old red. Um.
Decked out.
Andy Fitzpatrick.
So
Yeah, it's back, man. It's finally back.
right.
Got the Andy Fitzpatrick beard back.
So I'll say this. I don't think the wide receiver, if we're talking about positions of need, of course you got to go offensive line as one of the top. Then I think your second biggest position at need has to be safety.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Where did you go?
You know,
Yeah,
outside of
where
that,
was your
you got
second?
tight end and then wide receiver, and then maybe an extra defensive tackle for depth. But when we talk about wide receivers, I know Lee just mentioned his name. We got we got Traylon
Traylon
Burks, but we also got Kyle Phillips. We still got NWI.
Both of them, in
And
my mind, both of them, Burks and Phillips, both of them, their days are numbered.
here's what I gotta
Do
say.
y'all think NWI is on the team when the season starts though?
Yes.
Yeah, I think here's what I think. I think you got it's gonna go DeAndre Hopkins, then it's gonna go Calvin Ridley, then I
Yep.
think it's gonna
Kyle
be
Phillips,
then
NWI or Phillips.
I actually think it's going to be Kyle Phillips. I think you're going to have Traylon Burks right there to relieve DeAndre Hopkins. And here's my thinking on it. I think we're going to have a bounce back year from both Kyle Phillips and Traylon Burks. You look at who the new head coach is, Brian Callahan. This is somebody who, does his absolute best to draw the best out of his wide receivers. You look at the success he's had, in Cincy. I think you give Will Levis protection up front, give him more time to deliver the ball, and then you got these new routes where they're actually going to be running open, and I think it's lights out. Let's not forget that Traylon Burks flashed some really good, plays before he got concussed. The only thing with Traylon Burks that you have to worry about is a reoccurring concussion because that's something he'll deal with for the rest of his career. You know, other than that, he has the strength to be there and play that wide receiver one position. He has the height, he has the mobility, he's able to go up and get the ball. Kyle Phillips, and I said this since we drafted him, as long as you do not put him in the punt game or in the kickoff game where he has to focus on multiple different things, let him focus on being a wide receiver and you'll see his game change. And we started seeing flashes of that last year.
Yep.
So I think Brian Callahan will definitely realize that, and he'll be able to pull the best out of those two players for sure. When it comes to the tight end position, I don't know that Brian Callahan is much of a producer of tight ends. You look at how Cincinnati plays, they don't utilize their tight ends positions that much. But when they do,
as pass catchers.
yeah, but when they do as pass catchers, it's a tight end that is proven. Chig, my only issue with Chig is he has too many drops, way too many drops. And then Wiley's too slow for my taste, guys. I'm just being honest. He's too slow for my taste.
Do you think
Wiley is more of a
can he progress? Do you think? Do you think
Chig?
the Titans can progress him? No, Wiley.
Wiley, I
Right.
think Wiley will be your blocking tight end. Like, I think that's what he is shifting into. He's going to be more of a predominant blocking tight end for your run game with Tajay Spears and Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Pollard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I like
Two
that
and TP.
concept. We need that edge blocking just as much as we need
Exactly.
it in the middle.
Because-
We've seen it. Tajay is shifty, guys, and explosive. So it ain't nothing for him to pop out of the hole he was supposed to run through in the middle and have a good block from a tight end on either side of the field, and then gone. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So I
if-
definitely agree with that.
If you go back to the Texans game where I think it was in overtime where Will Levis ended up getting hurt, that was on a missed block between our left tackle and Josh
And
Wiley.
Spears.
And Spears, because Spears was there too. They all three had an opportunity to get to him, and all three of them dropped the ball on that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the way I look at it is Wiley's more of a down inside the 5-yard line kind of pass catcher. He's not one of those kind of pass catchers that will blister you for 30, 40 yards.
and
No,
see,
I mean he definitely don't have like speed. I just feel like with his height, he could actually be a decent first down getter, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Type deal. So, but
Now-
I agree with your take on that too. Maybe like a 5-yard, like a red zone type tight end.
let me play with y'all's imaginations for a second here, fellers. right. So,
Shout out,
imagination.
Too bad the green screen don't work.
So we
I
got
put that up there.
we have DeAndre Hopkins, we
Yep.
have Ridley, then we
Yep.
have Kyle Phillips, Traylon
Yep.
Burks, NWI.
Yeah.
Wide receivers.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them we know can go out there and get the ball. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Imagine throwing in a tight end of the likes of like Delaney Walker into that mix. Okay? So if we are able to go out and get a tight end, one of the top tight ends that we have no doubt can come in and instantly produce for us on offense, that changes the whole narrative. You're talking about a vicious pass catching team. You would literally have
Yeah.
threats on all levels of the pass catcher, because then you got two threats at running back. Then you'll have two threats at tight end if Chig can actually play good. And then you have your stocked three wide receivers. I mean, the possibilities of having a pass offense at that point are endless. And the way you'd be able to direct that is endless as well. So I think that's why I'm leaning more towards, tight end than a wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. I think getting a wide receiver is a good idea, but I don't think you go early in a draft for a wide receiver.
I
Because
just think it would make it very interesting. Like for the rest of the draft, you're like, okay, that was.
Well,
yeah,
I don't think that was what any of us were, expecting to happen. But
well, y'all saw
it wouldn't be a
Titans
bad
fans
idea.
last year. Y'all saw Titans fans last year during the draft when we waited till the 7th round to get a wide receiver.
yeah,
They were ready to burn down the city of Nashville.
but you also got to
Who was it?
realize we went out in free agency and got one of the top available wide receivers on the market.
This is when we were still hoping Tannehill had something in him as well. So we were thinking.
Well, you saw a lot of Tannehill weeks, the very final game of the season.
Yeah, because he was
that's-
trying to make a team, which he hasn't.
Retirement, here we come.
Right?
Not surprised.
Matt
at all.
Ryan?
Can't
mean,
Matt
believe
Ryan
he's gonna
retired?
freaking retire Titan, dude.
Maybe he can go back to Miami and retire.
Well, I
If-
wouldn't care. Go back up to a. Who cares?
If Tannehill retires a Titan, I am framing my Tannehill jersey.
Why?
Yeah.
I would take it and use it as a fire starter and my smoker. That's what I would do. That's
Gary-
about as
I was
good
gonna
as a
say
Tannehill
something like
jersey
that would be a
is.
good fire starter.
So what? So Gary, where did you go second round?
So if I go offensive tackle, like I said, me personally, if I'm going offensive tackle 7th, then I'm going to take my second round pick and a future second round pick, and I'm actually going to do a trade to jump back into the first round to pick a tight end. And then I'm going to acquire a third round in that draft. So then I wouldn't have a second round, I'd have a third round. But my goal would be to go after Brock Bowers, because I think if you add a tight end of his caliber, to this offense, then like I said, you literally open the doors of possibility to anything. Like, I mean, we would literally have pass catchers on every single level, and not just any pass catchers, but pass catchers who can go down the
That are
field
dominant.
and make dominant plays. You know the old saying of a three-headed beast wins you Super Bowls? That would give you that three-headed beast. No doubt.
Backfield and dominant pass catchers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, don't forget, both guys in the backfield can catch.
And I'll say this. If you look at Will Levis's gameplay from last year, what was one of his most targeted position that he threw the ball to?
Running back,
Nope.
tight end.
It was tight end. And the only reason we didn't catch on to that was because 90% of his attempts to a tight end were drops.
Or the interception against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So that's why I say, you address the tight end position, you get you somebody who you know is going to come in, and then you hope that Chig can develop. Then you have 3 solid tight ends on your roster. You got a block passer and Wiley. Then you got 2 pass threats and Chig and Bowers.
Bowers.
So that would be my personal move. You know, now that is way out there. Highly doubtful that
Yeah.
it would happen. But if I was a GM, that would be the direction that I would try and shift
You would
into.
give up the farm to trade back.
I would trade back up into the first round, most definitely. I would give.
So who's going to start the third round?
So do we want to let?
Let Blue start the third round.
Okay, so Blue's third round. Let me get it pulled up real quick, because I'm actually right here in agreement with Blue on the third round. All right, so with pick 106, actually this would be the fourth round.
Fourth. Well,
Yeah.
remember, I traded our second, picked up their second.
So
and a
we'd have
third.
to go. So you go your third round.
I went offensive tackle,
So you waited to go offensive tackle to the third round.
but the reason behind this, so the guy that I got injured, and then was replaced by Joe Alt, and then this guy came back and played right tackle at Notre Dame, and that guy is Blake Fisher.
Jeff Fisher's son. No, I'm just kidding.
But Blake Fisher, before he got hurt, was a very dominant left tackle.
Okay. Okay. So you're going with Fisher in the third round,
Yes,
and then so that was with you doing your trading to the second and all
with
that stuff. So we're
yeah,
going two. We got 2 picks in the fourth, right?
Yes.
one.
It's just one.
No,
I thought
yeah,
it was
because we
2.
got 3 in the 7th. That's right.
No, 2 in the
Okay.
7th. Because we traded one of our 2 7ths to
That's right. You're right.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah.
So
for
only one
Washington.
in the fourth.
Only one in
One
the
in the
fourth.
4th, one in the 5th, one in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th.
Okay.
So
Oof.
I did that. I proposed a trade that we would trade back up into the first round to go tight end. We lose our second round pick, but gain a third round pick. And I wouldn't oppose going another offensive tackle.
Yep.
So
Just to have
I would
options.
actually agree with Lee on this one, on his third round pick. I would go offensive tackle. That way we have a solid left tackle, and then the guy that Lee just mentioned,
Can play right.
can play right tackle. So
He can play left or right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
yeah, so I would definitely pull the trigger on that. And then going into the fourth round, I actually have to agree with Blue here.
Blue.
Yeah, he goes to Tivondre Sweat, defensive tackle, Texas.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
So then you got
I'm gonna-
that filler in for Danico Autry there.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going
And
to
then-
shock y'all with my 4th.
All right, let's get Massey's real quick.
Yeah, Massey, go.
I'm with the defensive one, the defensive tackle Sweat. That was exactly who I was going to pick as well. So definitely agree with Blue on that one.
So all
with it
4 of
being-
us went defense.
With it being the fourth pick for the Titans, I mean it'll be the third if no trades or whatever. But with that being their third pick, if you do take like we were talking about offensive tackle and then a defensive player 1 and 2. Definitely go with Sweat if he's still on the board, in my opinion. I feel like that's a no-brainer. So yeah, I agree with Blue on that one.
So
Most
all
definitely.
4 of us go defense.
Mhm.
I went secondary. I went Cole Bishop, safety out of Utah.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
See,
like it. Either one of those would be neat, like pieces needed. So I like both of those.
so
5th round,
I definitely agree with that.
secondary.
Yeah, the secondary is a position that
Because
needs to be
The
addressed.
reason we went safety is because, one, we don't know how much longer we have a Monty Hooker for.
Mm-hmm. Well, and here's the thing, though. I mean, we need
And-
to get a playmaker at safety, in order to
Yes,
be
and
effective in the
Bishop is,
secondary.
and Bishop is.
So I still have to stick with in my fourth round pick. I still have to stick with Sweat. But going into the fifth round, I have to actually side with Blueface yet again because going into the fifth round with pick 146, he goes TK Smith, safety Georgia. So
Ooh, Tyke Smith.
Tyke Smith, yeah. So we're still addressing that safety position.
I went
Um,
linebacker.
and then you're able to get a filler for Danico. Now you got the safety and Smith.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
Robinson, the guy I got in the second, could be also be a filler for Altry.
yeah. So who did you go fifth round, Lee?
I went Trevin Wallace,
Trevin Wallace.
linebacker, Kentucky.
I could see something like that playing out. Massey.
Thank you, Will Levis.
Massey, who would you go with in your with pick 146 in the fifth round?
Move.
Fifth round. Okay, let's see. So we go offense 1, defense 2, defense 3. Man, I don't know. I feel like at that point you switch it up there and then maybe go back to offense. Like obviously this is only if it goes like how I'm thinking it's going to go offense, defense, defense and then back to offense. So um I don't know, maybe you pick up another high draft prospect that's still on the board, offensive tackle, just to have on the roster. We know how injuries are and things like that during the season, so maybe
Yeah.
fifth round for me, get another offensive tackle to have on the roster. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
So I went safety. Lee goes linebacker, and you go offensive lineman.
Yep.
Okay. And Blue
Sixth
also
round.
goes safety. So yeah, now we're getting
Nice.
into pick 182. This is the sixth round, and I'll start out with Blue because pretty much from here on out, I'm in agreement with Blue, except for one pick in the seventh. So Blue goes linebacker, Penn State, Curtis Jacobs, with pick 182. So then you're addressing the linebacker position as well, just like Lee did in the
To go
previous
with
round.
Kenneth Murray.
Yeah. So basically, you're picking the same positions but a round sooner.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
who'd you go with in 182, Lee?
we went to Camrion Richardson, corner, Mississippi State.
Yeah. So you think we need another cornerback?
It would, because basically from the fifth round, fourth or fifth round on is all basic guys who are gonna either play special teams or be practice squad.
So
And I think Richardson could be a great filler, like if someone goes out. Like if someone has to miss 2 or 3 games, Richardson is more than capable
yeah, I don't
of
think.
being that kind of guy that comes in and plays.
Yeah, I don't think I would go corner at all in the draft. I think we have huge depth at the cornerback position.
Caleb
Um,
Farley.
yeah, and that's another name to keep your eye on this year
Yeah.
is Caleb Farley.
Breakout year.
It could be a breakout year for him, considering he's
Yes.
coming off of his back injury, the loss of his dad, the loss of his home.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to come out and show out. And let's not forget that Caleb Farley has potential and elite potential as well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get on the bandwagon I was on when we drafted him because I was a Farley guy. But I do think that Farley can still break out and have a dominant season. So I'm not going to go cornerback at all in this draft. With pick 182, like I said, I'll agree with Blue here. We're going to go
Jacobs.
linebacker Jacobs from Penn State. Massey, how about you?
I like it. I think I'm gonna agree with you and Blue. We do a linebacker is always going to be like a good, also another good roster having like filling spot. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? It's always good to have,
Extra depth.
3 or 4 backups or whatever you need just in case. Because especially on defense, we know how injuries are. So I definitely want to. I'm going to go linebacker with you and Blue on that one for sure. What
Yep.
you got, Lee?
Real quick, guys, in the comments, we got Yo Adrian 88 who says tighten up from Houston, Texas, LFG. So what's up, man? Thank you for taking the time to tune in to What's Shakin' Titans. We definitely appreciate your support.
H-Town down.
And if you're not yet subscribed to What's Shakin' Titans, man, hit that subscribe button. Give us a big old like. That will help us out with the YouTube algorithm. That way we'll pop up more often and more people get to see us. Also, go check out Twin Titan Sport Network. It is a network of sport podcasts featuring multiple podcasts. Just launched. You can go on the channel. There's if you go to playlists, once you get on that YouTube channel, you'll find playlists from all the shows. We got Sport Nation Nashville with host Matthew Maddox, aka Blueface, and Matthew Massey. Then you got the 615 podcast with the one, the only Lee Hillis. Then you also got the Bryson Haley show, and you also got What's Shakin' Ladies, which is we'll be dropping post draft. So definitely go over there, and then of course What's Shakin' Titans. So guys, it is a channel where you can find some of the top of the line nonprofit podcasts out there. Man, we look to okay. And then with that being said, let us know your draft picks, man. Let us know who you picking and what drafts, who you taking, what round. We'll definitely shout you out on air. So guys, just feel free to comment.
Feel free to get involved in the comments, guys. We love that. We love the interaction. We try and read all the comments and things like that. Put them on the screen whenever we can. So we love your guys' interaction with us as well.
Most definitely.
Pick 242.
Pick 242. All right. Who wants to start out on this one?
No, I'm just kidding.
I guess I can go. I can go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
So I'm fixing to shock everybody.
No.
No way. But I did it.
Guilty.
Guilty.
I'm making this running back room even more challenging. I'm making this running back room even more challenging for anybody from 3 down.
You going running back?
That would be
Kendall Milton.
Then you're doing the same thing we talked about earlier. If we go running back in this draft, it would be 3rd year in a row of us drafting a running back.
But I went a guy who barely has any tread on the tires.
Yeah.
Spears.
Haskins.
I was like, who am I forgetting?
Yeah.
That's
but I
true.
went Kendall
that's
Milton.
Another scenario. That's something. That's something that I definitely feel like the GMs and stuff like that pay attention to. Like, are we gonna go a third draft in a row picking this same position? It didn't work for 2 years. Like maybe we.
But
trade
this
around,
guy,
like you were saying, Gary, maybe do some trading.
But if you look at it, Spears and Pollard, they're both smaller running backs. Milton is built like Derek.
I'm just kidding.
Kendall Milton is built like Derek.
So you're thinking like a dash and like a.
Yes.
What is it? Like a smash.
Like a bowling ball. Yeah, like a bowling ball down there inside the 5.
Lindell and Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you want to get technical, we still have Chestnut, and Chestnut was another ground and pound type running back. And you can't say it wasn't, because that man would run people over just like
Kendall
Henry
Milton.
did.
Kendall Milton is like 6 foot 230.
But the thing is,
So
I don't
do you
think
he's still going to be on the board. because you got to consider all these other teams that really need these positions that you're talking about, Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
there's other teams,
252
especially.
at
Yeah, that's what I was
at
about to say.
two
Especially 252 picks in, bro. It's gonna be hard to see a
at
decent,
pick
like you were saying, running
252.
back.
I'm gonna shock y'all even more. But I'm gonna let
So
Massey or somebody else go.
Go ahead, Gary.
Blue with 242 and first pick in the 7th round pick, he goes Xavier Weaver, wide receiver, Colorado.
Okay, going receiver on him.
So he actually went
Hmm.
receiver twice, two Xaviers.
Okay,
So
to Xavier's.
two
He knew what he
Xaviers.
was doing.
Yeah.
You sneaky,
You
sneaky boy.
sneaky,
little
sneaky
devil,
you.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So
I like that.
Gary, where are you going?
if I'm going to go somewhere in the 7th round pick, I'm going to go kicker. I'm going to go kicker because how many times have we been screwed over because our kicker's gone down?
Did we? Is
Well,
Folk
think about
not
this.
coming back?
Do what?
We signed him on.
Folk
We
coming
signed him
back?
to a 1 year deal
Yeah.
So he'll be here next season.
No.
this coming season. Yeah,
This
but
coming
This
season.
he's
coming
like
season, yeah.
40. He's like 40.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get somebody to come in and to train under him. You know,
Right.
to learn his
That's
stuff.
smart.
And then
Very
prepare
smart.
myself and build myself up for not this year but next year.
But next,
Yeah. So that's where I would go. I'm still not sure who I would take kicker wise. But there has been quite a few good kickers to come out, you know, in the 7th round pick over the last 2 or 3 years. So I would feel comfortable enough making that move.
I like that. That's very smart. That's thinking ahead, things like that. Like organizations and coaches and GMs should do. And
Gary,
I like the direction
Should-
you
get
went
out of my
going.
mind. Get out of my brain. Get out of my
I
brain,
like the
Gary.
direction you went going special teams because I was going to do the same thing with it being
Well-
our 7th round and last pick.
Mhm.
I'm going to go special teams as well, but it'll be a receiver. But do you just go draft a guy for return? A return
Yeah,
specialist?
you
type
can.
deal?
And then I mean,
You know
you
what I'm
also
saying?
got to consider, guys, that we have the new rule change when it comes to punt returns and kickoffs.
That's
That
true.
So
Kickoffs, yeah.
it's gonna
Well, the
change.
thing
It's gonna
about-
change
thing-
how it's done. So now I think literally you're gonna have more opportunities to run the ball back for touchdowns because there's not gonna be nobody in
Well-
the down the field to stop you.
Right.
Well,
So I mean,
the-
even further, do you save your receivers that you have or your good players that you have on offense or maybe defense, cornerbacks or whatever sometimes return? Do you go with your last pick of the draft? Do you go with a guy? It don't even necessarily have to be a receiver, but do you go
Well-
with a punt return, kick return type specialist guy in the last pick? I mean,
Yeah.
how do y'all feel about that? Is what I'm saying more.
Yeah,
So I
so,
think it would be
well,
decent.
You know, with pick 242, we still got one more 7th after this one.
Okay.
You know, I went kicker. I do like where Massey went going wide receiver or Maddox. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
I basically did
Weaver,
too.
and I think maybe that's possibly what he had on his mind is having that.
Well,
returner.
that's what Mike Herndon and I were thinking right there at 242
Yeah.
was dealing with the new kickoff rule. You could use a big body guy like Kendall Milton.
Yeah, but I think mainly the way it's gonna, and if you go and watch the XFL, you know most of the XFL kickoff returns
Returners or wide receiver.
for touchdowns, they are fast and small body wide receivers. You know, they are very agile, able to shift and get in between tackles and then take it all the way, outrun everybody on defense. So I don't know if I would go a big body because you literally, I mean, big bodies, when you run it, you look at Derrick Henry. What happened when he ran into the entire defensive line because the offensive line wasn't blocking for him? He got tackled right at the line, you know? And so it's going to be kind of the same setup there. You're going to need somebody like a Tajay Spears, you know, who can shift in between these holes and break it for a long
Well,
run.
I what
Facts.
Tennessee may do is use Spears as that type of guy.
I most definitely would absolutely be outraged and be ready to burn the place down if they do that because we need to protect Spears. Like, if you want to put old man Pollard back there, go right ahead. I don't care. But we need to protect Spears. Spears is somebody who's
Because I'm
already.
looking,
Go ahead.
Spears and Levis, really.
I'm
I mean,
looking
you got to protect both of them guys.
Because those are your future
because I'm
pieces.
Exactly. You know
because
they're going to
right
be there.
now
Mhm.
I'm looking at Milton's stat from Georgia last year specifically. Um, he had 14 touchdowns last year on the ground. Um, he's 6'1" and a half, 225.
See, like I said, for me with 242, I'm going kicker and then um, shifting into the very last pick. That's where I would take that returnment, and I'm either gonna go with a receiver,
Or VB.
a small body fast receiver, or I'm going a small body fast safety. So that way, you know, not only did we go safety once earlier on in the draft, we add somebody who can possibly develop into a starting safety at a later time. But then we also have somebody who's quick and agile and able to return balls as well. So that's probably where I would go, and that's just me personally.
Yeah.
I know Blue goes KT Leviston, offensive tackle, Kansas State, with his final
Yeah.
pick. Um, so Lee, where did you go exactly with 252?
Well, I went the same position you went at, or that you would go at 242. I went Will Ricard, kicker, Bama.
Kicker Bama. Okay. Real quick, guys, in the comments, we got Blue from Sport Nation Nashville says, "What's up?" So, what's up, Blue? Wish you were on here, man, but we understand you got some works to do. But guys,
You gotta go make, you gotta get
definitely
that
go
bread, boy.
check Sport Nation Nashville out. They do an awesome job. Very proud of them guys. You can check
We
them
we
out.
will be. I'm sorry, Gary. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we will be trying to premiere season 2 very soon. We did take a long break, but we will be coming back in full effect as strong as possible.
Most definitely. And you can check them out at Sport Nation Nashville on YouTube, or you can go to the Twin Titans Sport Network and find a link to their to Sport Nation Nashville as well. So guys, definitely go check them out. And then he also says, "Wait, we drafted a kicker?" Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? He said, "What the hell?" Yeah, man. I think going kicker in the seventh round, to have somebody come in and train under, you know, because we only have what's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Volk.
Yeah, we only
Nick
have
Folk.
Nick Folk for one more year. After this season, you know what he does is still up in the
We got
air.
Stonehouse though. Stonehouse can kick now.
Yeah, but
Hey,
Stone,
but he's a punter,
he's a punter.
I know.
Yeah,
not a not a kickoff special.
I'm telling you though,
so
we had to see
you
him kick
get
last
you
year.
get somebody to come in to train under Nick Folk to learn all those traits. I mean, it's something that I would definitely look into for sure. And then
not
he
a bad
said,
idea.
"Y'all gonna fuck around and find out, boy."
I hope you're right. I
Right?
hope you are right.
Uh,
For my, I think if you don't care, Gary, I'll go ahead and give my
yeah, go
last
ahead,
pick.
man.
I think I go back over to defense. I know. It feels like with my drafts, I went really like opposite, like offense, defense, offense, defense. So my
I went.
first seventh round pick was offense and like a receiver or a returner type deal. And I will go my second seventh round pick. I think I'm just gonna go defense again. Like get you like a backup cornerback, like we were talking about behind Snead, or get you like a another defensive lineman if there's still one on the board, or get you like another linebacker if they're still on the board, just to have those filling positions just in case injuries or
Yep.
positional situations come around where they have to implement a rookie player that they just drafted. So I say go somewhere on the defense in the last pick of the draft, but that's just my opinion. What do you think about it, Lee?
It's not a bad move. I think you have to look at some type of speed.
Hmm.
They could
Like a
also be used in the
speedster,
return game. Yeah,
right?
but
Yeah,
I think a lot of the speedsters will be gone probably fourth round or earlier, between
as they
fourth and fifth
should. I
round and
mean,
earlier.
that would make the most sense if they got picked up. That's why it's so hard once we get to these last couple of rounds. It's hard to like say where do we go,
That's
because then you got to wait and
that
see
is
who's even going to be left on the board at that time.
that's exactly what Mike Herndon said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you gotta realize that when you're taking a seventh round pick, that most of these guys are project
Special
players.
teams,
No,
special
no,
teams
I
exactly.
wouldn't even
practice
say
squad.
special teams. I would say project players. You know,
Like I would say, anybody
like
from the
a
sixth
Malik
round and
Willis
later.
type of player. They're a
Yeah,
project
Yes.
I
player.
I would say
Yes.
anybody drafted in the late part of the fifth and between the late part of the fifth and the end of the draft are all practice squad guys.
I'll actually go out and say this because it just hit me. We have Malik Willis still on the roster. There's our returnman. He likes to run. Let him run. Shoot. Use
Hey,
those
with the
legs for
new rule,
something.
with the new
Yeah,
rule,
instead of
it
just
can be
sitting on the
done.
bench,
Yeah.
instead
Uh,
of just
With
him
that
sitting on
new
the bench.
with that new
so
kickoff stuff that they're doing, that could be done.
yeah. So me
Hey,
and Massey go defense with the very last pick of 252. Blue goes offensive tackle. Lee, where are you going, brother?
I went kicker,
You went kicker. That's right. All right.
the
So
kicker from Bama.
so there you go, guys. That's our pre-draft picks. I'm really excited about this, guys. I'm not sure if I might do a live tomorrow during the draft. I'm not 100% sure, but
Hey,
if
hey,
we're able
well,
to,
I know Massey and Maddox. I think y'all will be at the draft.
We will be at Nissan Stadium for the draft party, guys. It is going to be such a great time. If you do feel like coming out, please come out. It's going to be a really good time. All everybody getting together, all good vibes. Just super excited to see what's going to happen in this draft. It's awesome to get together with Titans fans down in Nashville, especially at
Yup.
Nissan Stadium. And just keep in mind, guys, get down to the Nissan Stadium while you still can, because before too long, the old one's going down and the new one's going up. So take
yeah.
it in
The
while you
new one's
can.
already going up.
That's what I'm saying. So y'all just take advantage of the old one, because once it's gone, that's a lot of history just out the
Gone.
window.
Yep.
Hey,
And then
Massey, you better take new pictures of the location, what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll try. I mean, we'll probably be walking through there anyway, so I'll definitely try and get some pictures and stuff. It's not too big in the works yet. I mean, they're
they
kind of
got
just getting
they got
started with foundation
they
and
got
stuff.
fencing up around there now.
Yeah, like really,
Yeah.
really tall fencing and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll definitely get pics of whatever I can though. Me and Blue will. We're usually pretty good about having our phones out
Yep.
whenever we see something cool or whatever.
Like the
Even if you have to go to the
Tannehill's home
nosebleeds.
that we seen when me and
Yeah.
Maddox went to the game? The manhole.
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
man.
It was right beside the stadium. I didn't know he lived so close.
Yeah, I mean that's why he. And he still would come on the field with no helmet on. I mean, dadgum.
That boy wears a helmet when he's not on the field.
Right. So then we got Blue in the comments. Real quick, he says KT is a late offensive tackle position that you have a really good chance to develop him into a starter eventually. So yeah, you know, you
like
you
it.
can definitely do that. I don't disagree with it. If you kind of
That's really smart. That's like you were doing earlier, Gary,
yeah,
thinking ahead. Like if you trade up
exactly.
in the draft and things like that, it's very very smart. And I have
Well,
faith in Rain and Brian to be very smart about it. You know.
Exactly. And
and
then
Chad Brinker, the assistant GM,
Right. Yeah, Chad's a good one too.
which which Chad Brinker will take a lot of, I think, all of day 3.
yeah.
Sort of like what Rand did in San Francisco.
Well, I mean, it's definitely going to be exciting to see how it pans out. I know there's so many different mock drafts out there, you know,
Yeah.
different opinions. So it'll actually be exciting to see where we went, how we handle this draft. We got to remember that, you know, Rand Carthon, you know, last year did go offensive heavy,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know. So
Rand wasn't making the decisions last year, so this is truly his first draft, making all the decisions.
Yeah.
So you know, it's going to be exciting for sure. I'm really excited to see, you know, the direction they choose to go. Maybe we
Yeah, like I said in last week's episode, I really feel like after this draft is gonna, you know, or even just the first pick, second pick, things like that, it's gonna give us a really good idea, even more so of where Rand and Brian's minds are for this
Where
team.
their
You know
heads
what I'm
are.
saying? I feel like
exactly.
it, and then obviously preseason games will give us a bit of a hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Week 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the season, we're gonna have a great example of what we're gonna be seeing the rest of the season, in my opinion. So, and it's all gonna start. It already started basically whenever they first started making the first moves in the off season and things like that. So, it's
Well,
really gonna
I
kick in full
I
effect in
think
the draft and then preseason.
Yeah.
well, I think they're
In the
already like
comments,
2 or
Blue
3
said, "Who
days.
made the picks last year?" Exclamation point, question mark.
I think it
Vrabel?
came down to Vrabel
You think? Because
because
Miss
Rand
Amy. It was Miss Amy.
Rand didn't really make all the decisions last
you
year.
got to remember
Vrabel
though,
Vrabel was playing GM last year.
if you wanna get technical with it, you look at Will Levis. Will Levis was not a Mike Vrabel pick. I guarantee you that.
Well, if you watched the
Malik was.
Malik was a John Robinson pick for sure. John Robinson and Vrabel
well,
sit down.
if
And what happened was they went and they played golf and they got drunk right before they went to the draft and then they're like, this guy looks really good. Guilty.
guilty.
I'm trying to get Blue going in the comments, just saying Vrabel was the reason Malik got drafted. Shit, he might agree with me, honestly.
But if you go look, if you watch the press conference yesterday, Rand said specifically that the draft this year it's a complete consensus effort. Every coach will have a say. Bill Callahan will. Brian Callahan, Rand, everybody on that coaching staff will have a say.
And they said
Yeah,
the
Bill's
same
gonna
thing
tell y'all,
last year,
don't
though. It
draft
was
an
a
offensive tackle.
collaborative decision. I had to kind of
Well-
lean with what Blue just said in the comments. He said he may have had, and referring to Vrabel, he may have had a say in the first pick with Peter, but he doubts it. You know, I have to kind of lean towards that because, you know, you look at how you know, first of all, Derrick Henry was a Mike Vrabel guy. Why replace him? Tannehill was a Mike Vrabel guy. Why replace him? You know,
Mm-hmm.
these are all positions that were addressed, and if it was coming from Mike Vrabel, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have gotten Will Levis. I'm pretty sure we would not have drafted Tajay Spears. You know, so I mean, at the end of the day, I said John Robinson.
Ran. We got
Only Rand Carthon and Mike Vrabel will know.
We got to keep in mind what Ram was doing with the 49ers before he come over here to be our GM.
Exactly.
He was a talent scout. He was a
Yep.
talent scout manager or whatever it was. That's a big position over there.
Oh, the
His
man
job
is
was
speaking
literally-
facts right now.
His job was literally to find the best talent he could find to bring to that team, and look how it turned out.
Talk about
their
it.
Defense was great. He had everything to do with Brock Purdy getting drafted, and he was the last pick in the draft.
Talk
That's
about
one
it.
of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Talk about it.
You know
And
what I'm
not only that, but you look at Debo Samuels. I mean,
Yes,
you're talking
Yes,
about
Debo.
a game changer.
Yes.
Bro. Like
Rand had everything to do with George Kittle.
oh yeah.
Kittle, Purdy, Debo. That's what I'm saying, man. Warner. He brought Warner over there. Defense is crazy. So he knows what he's doing. Now he has even more power and a new team to do it. He knows what to look for. That's why I have so much faith. Even talking about a 7th-round pick, our 7th-round pick, we got 2 of them. That means we could have 2 potentially really good players a season or 2 down the road from now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally shown he can pick those guys out of a crowd. So
Yep.
I'm excited, man. I got all the faith in the world in that, man.
Most definitely. You know, like I said, I'm really excited. I definitely don't think that this is Rand's technical first draft, because if you look at last year's draft, it has Rand's fingerprints written on it.
It really
It
does.
really does. And you know, like if it wasn't for Rand, we'd probably be in a tight or worse situation than what we are right now. You know,
It seems like he had just enough, because obviously he had just gotten there. He had just enough pull to get those certain players, and I feel like that comes from exactly what I was just saying. His job before he come to
Yeah.
Tennessee, you know. So
Was talent.
yeah.
Was,
Yeah,
was
Amy, I feel
assessing
like-
talent.
exactly. Yeah, so Amy is actually,
See-
starting to make it make sense. This is what we were saying at the end of last season, right? We were talking about it like, we hope that, this all makes sense in the end. Vrabel's gone now, cool. So what do we do next? Then they went and got Brian. It's like, okay, I like that. And then on and so forth. So I really, really like it. What Blue
Yes,
said? I know he said something.
He said Lee eating his mic ? Yeah, Lee is the new Billy Goat of the Twin Titans Sport Network. He eats anything and everything. But guys, yeah, real quick, before we close this out, if you're not yet already subscribed to What's Shakin' Titans on our YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. That will help us out with the
Yep.
YouTube algorithm. Share us out to all your friends. Sharing is caring. The more you share us out, the more people get to know about us. Guys, definitely go over, check out the Twin Titans Sport Network. Guys, it's a network built of some of the top and best up and coming podcasts covering the Titans. But not only that, guys, we'll cover all sports from NBA, WWE, you name it. We'll as we continue to grow, we're going to continue to branch out. So definitely go over, follow the Twin Titans Sport Network. We have the podcast of the Bryson Haley Show, Sport Nation Nashville, the 615, What's Shakin' Ladies, and What's Shakin' Titans. So we've launched with a good core group of people. I'm really excited about.
It's a whole movement, guys.
Yes.
This is a major movement.
Talk about it.
Yup.
Talk about it.
Yes,
We're
sir.
taking over. Taking over.
Major movement. It's the real takeover.
Yeah.
He's Blue said, what's going on down there, Lee? LOL.
Hey, man, this is why I tell you, don't ask questions. No.
Don't ask questions unless you want stupid answers.
Right. And then, guys, this episode of What's Shakin' Titans is powered by Bailey's Barbecue, Smoking Good Barbecue. You can find them on Facebook at Bailey's Barbecue. Also, guys, if you're new to Temu and you've never used Temu and you're looking to get some stuff, some gifts from friends or family or even just yourself, you can click the link in the description below and sign up, and you'll receive a $100 coupon bundle. Or if you already are a user and you want a discount, you can use code TAN83620 and you'll get 30% off site wide. Then if you're looking for a place to eat and you're in the Dixon area, guys, this is one of the highest rated burger joints in all of Tennessee. Luke's Breakfast and Burgers, located at 255 Dixon Plaza Drive, Dixon, Tennessee 37055. They're open Monday through Saturday. You can see the hours on the screen. And then if you're in the mood to attack a challenge, you can try the Heart Attack Burger Challenge. If you can complete this challenge within 30 minutes, you'll receive a t-shirt as well as a $25 coupon, a $25 gift card. It is definitely great food, guys. Great service there, so definitely go check them out. And then once again, we have our newest affiliate sponsor. I just don't have a graphic made up for it, but you can go, if you're in the mood for Mexican and you're in the Dixon area, go to Los Fajitas of Dixon, Tennessee. Guys, they are awesome. They have great food there, great drinks, great owner who, sets the environment there. It is a awesome place to go and hang out and chill. Definitely be on the lookout for the Twin Titans Sport Network to be doing live shows from Los Fajitas, as they are one of our biggest sponsors now. So definitely keep an eye out and an ear out. We'll definitely drop hints and clues to when we're going to do that later on in the year. So definitely be on the lookout for that. With that being said, bring it back in our co-host. Guys, is there anything else y'all would like to talk about before we get out of here?
Hi.
Once again, man, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on to what's Shakin' Titans, man. It's been an awesome ride so far, and I'm really excited for the future. And I always tell, the viewers and things like that, guys, we wouldn't be able to do this without y'all as well.
Yep.
So super, I love being able to do, what I love, and then you all get to see it as well. So super appreciative and super excited for this damn draft and this upcoming season, man. This is going to be a really fun one.
You know it, bro.
Draft day is my birthday. Let's go.
Let's go. Happy early birthday, bro.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
I might be a little out of it during the draft. I'm not going to make any... That's why I said I'm not sure if I'll do a live during the draft or not, because
well, I know I might.
this boy's going out.
Yeah. Go big or go home, and you're already at home, so go big.
Do I send some tequila?
Oh, yes. Probably a lot of tequila in my near future.
Let me guess. You're going to our sponsor, Las Fajitas.
I sure the F am.
Let's go. Hey, y'all be sure to go check out all that food, all the food spots that Gary's talking about too. He wouldn't lie to y'all, man. It's definitely gonna be top notch.
Take it from a chef, man.
Eaten. Check that. Yeah, he's also a chef at one of them. So check out that challenge too. It seems like a really fun thing. If you're a big eater and things like that, and if you feel like you can do it, man, go check that challenge out. It's really fun.
Yeah, remember Blue's gonna try it out one day. I remember that.
Yeah, and I might.
Now y'all teasing the fact.
So of course, if any of our team from What's Shakin' or Twin Titans Network do the challenge, I'm sure we'll be posting it on our pages and things like that. So, and also if y'all want to as well, maybe y'all can find a way to send them in, and maybe we can get them on the show as well. Since it is one of our sponsors, that would be probably really cool. So, yeah, man, y'all go check out all them food spots too.
Yeah, most definitely. And then we got Will O'Neill in the comments. What's up, brother? Man, good to hear from you. Hope you're doing good. He said, what's good, my fellas? One day till the draft. Let's go. Tighten the F up.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
And again, guys, me and Blueface will be in Nashville at Nissan Stadium at the draft party, guys. It is going to be fun. Y'all be sure to come out there, hang out with us, check us out. It's going to be a good old time.
Most definitely. With that being said, guys, we always got two things we like to say before we get out of here.
Tighten up.
That's peace out and tighten up.
Tighten up. Peace out.
I'm so gone. No, I'm never turning back. I won't stop. I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on. You're gonna be hurting on my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes